Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Before we jump into this very important update, don't forget to hit that subscribe button, drop a like, and share this video with your friends and family, because what we're about to unpack affects thousands of people across Southern Africa. There's been a storm of rumors, panic, and misinformation spreading across social media this week, claims that South Africa is planning a massive deportation of illegal immigrants, particularly Zimbabweans, Namibians, and Botswanans, next week. But after digging deep, speaking to credible sources, and reviewing government communications, the truth is clear: there is no evidence of any scheduled large-scale deportation operation happening next week. However, that doesn't mean South Africa has stopped its deportation and border control activities. Far from it. The government continues to conduct raids, checks, and removals as part of its ongoing immigration enforcement, but the viral claims of a mass deportation event appear to be false. This story started circulating online a few days ago, with posts on Facebook, WhatsApp groups, and Twitter warning foreign nationals to get ready for an imminent deportation wave. Some claim that buses and military trucks were already being prepared to round up undocumented migrants in Johannesburg, Pretoria, and Cape Town. Others said that the Department of Home Affairs had ordered mass removals to begin after a supposed deadline for migrants to regularize their status expired. Panic spread quickly, especially among foreign nationals from Zimbabwe, Botswana, and Namibia who live and work in South Africa. Many began staying indoors, skipping work, or even making plans to leave voluntarily. But when journalists started investigating, the narrative began to unravel. Officials from South Africa's Department of Home Affairs and the Border Management Authority confirmed that while deportations and enforcement operations do occur regularly, there is no plan for any sudden or mass removal next week. These are normal activities carried out to maintain migration control, and they are not targeted at any one nationality or region. In fact, the reports of a mass deportation appear to have originated from political activists and social media pages trying to stir emotions or score points in the heated national debate over immigration. And make no mistake, that debate is burning hotter than ever. In recent months, several political parties, including some in the ruling coalition, have ramped up rhetoric about curbing illegal migration and protecting South African jobs. Movements like Operation Dugula and other anti-immigrant campaigns have been staging protests, calling for faster deportations and stricter border policies. Politicians have promised decisive action to remove undocumented foreigners, especially from neighboring countries like Zimbabwe, Mozambique, and Malawi. Against this backdrop, it's easy to see how rumors of a massive deportation could catch fire. Fear travels faster than facts, and many desperate people have fallen victim to misinformation. The truth, however, is more complicated. South Africa's deportation system has always been continuous, not sudden or large-scale. Each year, thousands of people are arrested and deported in smaller, routine operations. The Department of Home Affairs works with law enforcement and the Border Management Authority to identify undocumented migrants, verify their status, and process them for removal if necessary. It's a slow, bureaucratic process, not a single-day event. Even when the government wants to intensify deportations, it has to navigate logistical limits, detention space, transport availability, and diplomatic coordination with neighboring countries. There's simply no evidence that a mass deportation could happen overnight. But the fear itself reveals something deeper: the fragile relationship between South Africa and its regional neighbors when it comes to migration. Over the past decade, Zimbabwean, Namibian, and Botswanan nationals have come to South Africa in search of better opportunities, escaping economic hardship and unemployment back home. Some have legal work permits or study visas, while others live without documentation. They fill important roles in industries like construction, farming, retail, and domestic work. Yet, they also face hostility from locals who accuse them of taking jobs, committing crimes, or burdening social services. This tension has fueled periodic waves of xenophobic violence, where foreign-owned shops are looted and migrants attacked. So when fake news about deportation spreads, it doesn't just create panic, it reignites old wounds and deepens divisions. What's particularly alarming this time is how fast the misinformation spread. Within hours, voice notes claiming to be from official police insiders were being forwarded in WhatsApp groups across Johannesburg and Limpopo. Facebook posts showing photos of police vehicles from old operations were repurposed as proof of upcoming raids. On TikTok, some users even posted videos advising migrants to flee before the crackdown. But when investigative reporters traced the sources, many of the accounts sharing the claims turned out to be fake or politically motivated. The South African Police Service and Home Affairs Ministry have since issued clarifications urging the public not to believe unverified reports. Still, the damage was done, fear had already taken hold. It's important to understand that South Africa's immigration enforcement is not arbitrary. There are legal processes and coordination with neighboring governments. Deportations happen under established procedures. Migrants are usually detained, processed, and repatriated after verification. It's not something that can happen suddenly to tens of thousands of people overnight. However, it's also true that the government has stepped up its enforcement since public pressure over illegal immigration has grown. Border patrols have been reinforced, and officials have conducted several visible operations targeting undocumented migrants in areas like Hillbrow, Messina, and Durban. These smaller operations often get exaggerated online, with social media turning them into mass deportation stories that aren't true. The political environment is adding fuel to the fire. With elections always around the corner and public frustration high, immigration has become a weapon in political campaigns. Some coalition partners are pushing for tougher policies, blaming foreigners for unemployment and crime. Others warn that scapegoating migrants only distracts from deeper structural issues: corruption, poor governance, and economic inequality. As these narratives clash, ordinary migrants are caught in the middle, living in fear of the next raid or policy shift. The truth is, most of them just want peace and the chance to work legally without harassment. For now, the message from officials is simple: there is no evidence of a planned mass deportation next week. But that doesn't mean foreign nationals can relax completely. Routine checks, arrests, and deportations are ongoing. If you're living in South Africa without proper documentation, you are at risk of enforcement action, not because of a one-time operation, but because that's the law. Migrants are being advised to regularize their status, update expired permits, or contact legal aid groups for assistance. Meanwhile, the public is being urged not to spread panic or believe unverified social media posts.